Hey there, good afternoon. How's it going? Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025. Currently 59 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 15 degrees Celsius. So this is Fukuoka. On Kyushu Island, the southernmost of the three main large islands of Japan, and my first time here. Arrived yesterday, direct flight from Seoul, South Korea. And then I walked around this same neighborhood and showed the street food stalls. So that neighborhood in there might be a red light district. I'm not exactly sure, but something along those lines. It was, more lit up and everything last night. So here is where the little food trucks were. But they're completely gone now. And so I think that I saw the food trucks a few blocks away just a couple of minutes ago when I was walking over here, because there were food trucks all, closed up and everything. So we'll take them down during the day, I guess. And then here you have either a river or one of the canals or something. Looks a lot deeper here. Right where I started the video, it's literally only like a foot or two deep. But this looks like more of a for real river. So I just wanted to come back here and see it in the daytime. It is such a perfect, pleasant day now. Sunny, cool-ish, but still fairly warm. So you can do a riverboat cruise. So there is an issue with my Japan adventure plans, which is the accommodation situation. So as I showed at the beginning there, I am staying at a hostel. Great price for a hostel. I don't stay at hostels very often anymore, but room prices are really freaking expensive here in Japan. I don't remember them being quite so expensive the last time that I was here, about 3 years ago. As I've mentioned in previous videos already, then South Korea is so much more reasonable with the prices, 50% or less. So when I was looking on booking.com and also Airbnb and agoda.com for rooms to stay here in Fukuoka, then I was not finding hardly anything affordable. I would have been happy to have paid $70 US for a decent private room in the central area, but I was not finding that at all. I found one room that was $70 that was a few miles outside of the center on Airbnb, and it was, very small, and that would have been fine. I don't really care if it's small or not, but it was partly just the location. And then when I found this hostel for $18 a night, I was like, well, 70 bucks for a little room outside of the center, or $18 and do the hostel thing to be right in the middle of things. Decided to go with that, but just for 2 nights, so last night and tonight. And so I now have to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow, and I was looking again on booking.com, and it's even worse. There's almost nothing available for less than like $150 a night, because tomorrow is Friday. And so even the hostel, the price for the bunk bed doubles almost tomorrow to like $33, and then Saturday night it goes up again to like 62 bucks for the exact same bunk bed. And so I was also checking in Nagasaki, which is a couple of hours away from here and sounds like a really nice city as well, that I'd like to see. Obviously one of the cities bombed in World War II, and not just bombed, but nuked, literally. But it's supposed to be a really nice city now, but also there, same issues. So I don't know how things are going to go with this Japan trip. I mean, I'm fine with spending more for a few nights or whatever, but I just can't afford to be spending $100 a night for very long. So anyways, that is the situation, and I will figure it out one way or another. So for now, it is time to see more of this very pleasant, interesting, bustling city. I love the old style taxis. See? 2 totally different styles. I love how they aren't uniform, how there's lots of different kinds, and most of them are an older style. I don't know, maybe those ones are actually newer, just they're kind of unique. Okay, here's some definite more modern ones. Anyways, I got a few places in mind to visit for today as destinations to shoot for, and other than that, it's just a matter of let's see what we see. Fukuoka, amazing Japan. Absolutely one of my favorite countries. So here is one of the much shallower canals. Yeah, it looks only about a foot deep. And up ahead is a Shinto shrine. I will explain what that means when we get there. So it should be right down here, and up ahead looks like that might be a covered market. This is one of the things that I love about Japan, and here's the shrine, is how it isn't just big wide streets and big buildings. Certainly that is what you see when you see like the skyline of the cities, is these big modern skyscrapers. But in between the skyscrapers, then you have these really cute neighborhoods and streets and lanes with these, you know, little shops and stalls and hole-in-the-wall places and various restaurants and things with character. And so despite being an ultra-modern, high-tech, futuristic country, probably the most modernized country in the world, I think that it's safe to say, but they haven't lost the idea of kind of the spirit, the soul of the culture. And so there's just tons and tons of character as you explore around the cities. Just so much to see, and different areas being very different. So the shrine is around the corner there, but I wanted to check this out. So this is all just a complete surprise. It's a trip how, for one thing, they have all these red and blue flags up. Is that like a you know, holiday festival ceremony kind of a thing, or is it just always here? And then I love these little restaurants, so lots of tempura there, looks like, and then fresh fruit and veggies. Shoes. Speaking of shoes, these ones are working out. I'm glad. I wasn't sure at first because they were a little bit tight, but yeah, super comfy. Awesome look to them. 43 or 44 bucks, I think, US. So not cheap, but seem like good quality. Nice selection of shirts and jackets there. No thoroughfare, pedestrians only, no bicycle. So as you can see, it just kind of keeps on going here. Wow, it goes a ways. Now I'm sort of thinking that I should have seen the shrine first and then continue my walking that way, which I think is what I'm going to do. Head back, show the shrine, and then head that way in the direction of wherever I'm going to go next. And so up ahead is the shrine, which dates to the 8th century AD. I assume that doesn't mean the structure currently is that old, but probably rebuilt a number of times. So here's a little bit about Shintoism from Wikipedia. Shinto, also called Shintoism, is a religion originating in Japan, classified as an East Asian religion by scholars of religion. It is often regarded by its practitioners as Japan's indigenous religion and as a nature religion, with no unifying doctrine or central authority. In control of Shinto, there is much diversity of belief and practice evident among practitioners. A polytheistic and animistic religion, Shinto revolves around supernatural entities called the kami. The kami are believed to inhabit all things, including forces of nature, prominent landscape, locations, and even notable historical figures. The kami are worshipped at kamidana household shrines and jinja public shrines. The latter are staffed by priests known as kanushi, who oversee offerings of food and drink to the specific kami enshrined at that location. This is done to cultivate harmony between humans and kami and to solicit the latter's blessing. Other common rituals include the kagura dances, rites of passage, and kami festivals. So as you can see, that building certainly does not look 1,200 years old, but believe that there was some sort of a shrine here for that long. So I guess this is where you would do a cleansing ritual, clean your hands. Ooh, nice carvings. beautiful building here. I love the style with the wood. This is an older looking building, it seems like, than the other one. Hakata Old Town, okay. Wow, so I'm guessing that is the Zodiac. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yep. So, cow, rat, pig or boar, dog, chicken and rooster, monkey, goat, horse, snake, dragon, rabbit, tiger. And so the description of Shintoism called it the indigenous religion of Japan, as opposed to Buddhism. Zen Buddhism is also prominent in Japan. All right, well that was more interesting of a shrine experience than I had expected. So let's continue the exploring, go walk down that long walkway and see what's at the other end. So this is a donut shop, Olga Lee Bonbon Donuts. Very cute. Happy Merry Christmas, ho ho ho. Oh wow, look at these donuts. Oh man. Some tasty looking and strange ones. A three-eyed donut, green monster. Kinpira Gobo. That looks like more than a donut. Smoked chicken and carrot tape. Tomato chicken curry. Flying fish. Dashi omelet. Milk chocolate, white chocolate, so I guess these are the savory ones and then the rest are all sweet. Double strawberry chocolate, oh man, those look tasty. And then another cute lane on the way down to the shopping street. Okay, what is that? I guess katsu curry? The brown curry dish? Mango roll. It's like a mango mountain. Ichigo azuki. Strawberry, matcha, and pudding roll. And look at this place. What's going on here? Kenso Cafe. So I guess they'd be cooking it up outside in the evenings. A nice looking plate of noodles there. Hakata City, so that is Fukuoka. And it keeps going. Where is the end of it? Sukiyaki, Japanese beef. Japanese food is so varied. It is so much more than just sushi. Look at this, they have like a shrine inside the restaurant. Looks like it can be moved, picked up and moved. Some crazy looking drinks. Whoa. Oh, not drinks, ice cream. Caramel, coffee jelly, rice flour churros, Mont Blanc, matcha, soybean flour, warabe mochi, and then some smoothies, berry, white peach, banana, mango. And it keeps going. And it looks like we've finally come to the end of it. Time to check my phone and see where I'm going next. So, the canals are definitely a unique feature of the city. I saw a really interesting video. I was already thinking of coming to Fukuoka, and then saw this video on Facebook or something, just randomly, but it was filmed here in Fukuoka, and there's a little tourist boat going along one of the canals. It's very low, and then a boat driver standing on the back with a long stick. And so it comes to a bridge, and the bridge is really, really low. Like, if that's the water, the ground, then it's like here or something. And so all the people sitting in the boat, tourists, have to duck for it to go under the bridge, but the boat driver does not try to crouch down or whatever. He's standing on the back of the boat. And so let's say this is a bridge, but a much lower one. It comes along, the boat starts to go under the bridge, all the people have ducked, and then the boat driver is still standing, and then there's like a little step, and he steps off the boat onto the side of the bridge, and then up onto the bridge, and then he casually, like really casually, walks like across. There's a street there with traffic, but a narrow street, so I guess he knows reliably he can do it. And so he walks across the street to the other side of the bridge, and then steps down, and the boat is starting to come out the other side. And then you think, well, okay, he's just going to climb down and then get on the back of the boat, but he doesn't. And so you're starting to think, oh no, looks like he's going to miss it. But instead what he does is he waits for the boat to go out a little bit further, and then he takes his stick and puts it down in the water, and obviously it is very shallow, and so he puts the stick in the water a little ways out, and then jumps out on the stick with the stick in the water, and then lands on the back of the boat like 10 or 12 feet, you know, away from the bridge or something like that. And so it was very masterfully done. So I'd love to find, you know, wherever that might be, because the neighborhood looked really cool, of smaller canals, but no idea where that might have been. So here you have one of these classic Japanese intersections in which the entire thing gets blocked off from traffic all at the same time, and so you can go there, or straight across. All right, time for me to check my phone, figure out where I'm going next. Okay, so this is the Tenjin area of the city, and this should be the Tenjin Underground Mall. It is also the subway station there. I'm assuming that must be referring to the Underground Mall. So let's give it a try. Life quality. And while I wander through here, I'm going to tell a story from South Korea that I didn't include in a video previously because I wasn't filming that day. Okay, what's going on down here? Where is that? I'm assuming Europe somewhere. Italy or Spain? Oh, I think that is the Venetian symbol there, the winged lion. Probably Italy. Okay, yeah, this is a proper underground mall. Whoa, oh my god. It's huge mongoose. Which way to go? Whoa, this is massive. Holy moly. Alright, so the story, while I try to make up my mind, let's go the long way. And then they have these very European Middle Ages looking images, stained glass. So, this story is about paying to go from Danyang, the little town in the mountains in central South Korea where I took a bus up to the lookout point, looking out at the river and the town. And so the next day, as I mentioned at the end of the video, I had a train booked from there to Seoul, of course the capital and largest city of South Korea. But as it turned out, I ended up paying for that route 3 different times. And so I'm going to explain how that turned out. So, as I showed when I was up on that lookout point, I could see the town, I could also see the train station. So the train station was a couple of miles away from the town. I had booked a train when I arrived for 11 in the morning on the day after I filmed that video. Checkout at my hotel was 11 o'clock, and so I would need to get a taxi or whatever a little bit earlier, 10:30 or something like that, over to the train station. So as I was walking back and almost got back to my room, literally across the street from my room was the bus station. And so I walked in there to see about buses to Seoul, and sure enough, they were going every couple hours, and there was one at 11:30. And so I decided to book the bus, even though I prefer the train. So the plan is just to get lost in here, and we'll see where I end up eventually. Look at this. Classic London telephone booth. Open. Ooh. There is in fact a dial tone. It seems to work. So I decide to buy a bus ticket and change plans and take the bus, because it's going to be so much more convenient. Check out at 11, walk across the street and catch the bus coming at 11:30, instead of having to get going earlier and figure out a taxi. I think it was a Sunday. It was just more complicated, and neither of the tickets were expensive, so it was a matter of like $10 or something. So, you know, I'm going to spend something on the taxi anyways getting over there. So decided to skip the train, take the bus. So next morning, I get all packed up, get out to the bus station, and bus is there. It leaves right on time, 11:30. It's a small bus, and there's one little issue, which is there's no bathroom on the bus. There weren't on any of the buses that I took in South Korea. Even the bigger buses didn't have bathrooms on them. And I've been drinking my Tulsi tea in the morning, a big cup of Tulsi tea, and then maybe a little juice or whatever as well. And so I'm a little concerned. It's a 2.5-hour journey. And so when I get on the bus, I'm a little concerned and thinking, I wonder if we're going to make a stop, or it's just a couple hours straight, no stops, no bathroom breaks. Okay, so that's just going to go back down the way I came. Let's go check out these other stained glass things. So I'm sort of considering whether I might have any other possible options. I look on the map, and there's a major city between where we are and Seoul that we will have to go right through. And so I'm thinking, you know what, we're probably going to make a stop there. Maybe a bathroom stop, but anyways, at least to drop people off, pick other people up. And so I'm thinking, well, if there's a train station there, maybe I'll actually switch and get back on a train Love these stained glass images. Oh wow, a bunch more. Just because I prefer the train, and then I can use the bathroom. So I decide to look on my phone and see if there might be any way to book a train sitting there on the bus on my phone, because what I don't want is to get off the bus, get to the train station, and then discover maybe there isn't a train to Seoul for a couple hours or something. And so I look on my phone, and sure enough, I can book a train ticket on my phone using trip.com, and it's really cheap because we're closer. It's like half the way to Seoul at that point. So I forget how much it was, but maybe $8 or $9 or something. Okay, looks like we're coming out. And so I reserve a train and have a specific seat so that it's definitely fully reserved. And so we approach this city, but I don't know where the bus terminal is going to be relative to the train station. But I have enough time that if I need to catch a taxi from the bus terminal to the train station, then I should be fine. And so we come into the city, and I have on maps where the train station is. And so we're cruising along on a freeway, and we keep cruising and cruising and cruising, and we pass the train station, and we just keep on going, and the bus never stops in that city, even though it's a big city, skyscrapers and stuff. Okay, are the bikes locked? Yep, they are. And so as it turned out, the bus never stopped anywhere. It was a straight shot all the way to Seoul, and I survived even without the bathroom. But I paid for 3 different tickets, 2 train and a bus ticket. All together, it all added up to maybe like $25 or something, so not a big deal, but just the way it worked out. All right, well, that might be it for today. There is, of course, lots to see, but for one thing, I need to get my plans figured out for tomorrow, as well as get back to the hostel, edit this video, and then go out later, find some food. I will definitely get something more interesting than fish and chips like I had last night. So yeah, let's walk back to my hostel, and I'm sure we'll see something interesting along the way. Okay, change of plan. My hostel is a mile away. Instead, I'm going to go back down underground and try to figure out the metro here. All right, here we go. Let's try to figure this out. English.
All fare information.
Here we go. Let's see if this works. So far, so good. Okay, now what? I guess down here. All right, supposedly this one. Tenjin. That's where I need to go. So yes, change Hakata.